Hello there. How are you? Breakfast all day. Christy and Alonso and Ben. Sorry to bonk your hand, Alonso. Christy and Alonso and Ben and Matt. We are all cozy here at my dining room table.
Very.
And we're drinking tea and coffee, but we're going to talk about Wine Country, which you can watch right now from the comfort of your couch on Netflix after you have listened to our podcast, of course. I will describe, if I may.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're the lady.
I'm the lady. I'm very much the target audience for this. A bunch of middle-aged ladies going out to Napa to drink wine. So it's an incredible cast. This is Amy Poehler's directing debut. She co-stars along with Maya Rudolph, Anna Gasteyer, Rachel Dratch, Paula Pell, and Emily Spivey. They are all best friends who are going away for a ladies' weekend in wine country. It is to celebrate Rachel Dratch's character's 50th birthday. Now, the thing with this movie is that it's inspired by a trip that these women all actually took together for Rachel Dratch's 50th birthday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they've taken a bunch of vacations together. They're all great friends, connected through Saturday Night Live, but a lot of them knew each other beforehand from other places, from comedy, and they would, go after they finished working on Saturday Night Live scripts. They would go downstairs at 30 Rock and go have wine and talk about everything. And they all became amazing friends, and they all take vacations together. And they got an idea at the Rachel Dratch Wine Country trip. Hey, let's make a movie about this. So that is what they did. So they're all kind of playing versions of themselves. Like Amy Poehler is the bossy one who organized the whole thing. And Maya Rudolph has 4 kids, and she can't wait to have some away time for herself. And so they go to Napa. They have all been apart for a bit, but they used to work together at a pizza joint in Chicago named Antonio's. And Antonio's, I want to say, is the name of the bar they used to go to in real life when they had drinks afterward. Anyway, it's all very cute. And they reconnect, but some resentments bubble up after too many glasses of wine. And, Anna Gasteyer's character is on the verge of landing this cooking show. And so she's very distracted, and everyone's got their own thing. And Amy Poehler has these great expectations that they're all going to bond and a very rigid itinerary, and Rachel Dratch is just like, let's have fun. And then Tina Fey shows up. She owns the Airbnb that they're all staying in, and she's kind of an undercooked character. Like, again, it's amazing to see Tina Fey. Of course she belongs there with all of them. She's also part of these girl trips in real life. And her character is kind of underdeveloped the way they're all kind of underdeveloped. Jason Schwartzman shows up. He is like the houseboy who drives them around and makes them paella. And I don't know. I really wanted to love this. It's very meandering. There are some great individual moments here, and they can't help but have great chemistry with each other and, great comic timing, but a lot of it feels quite strained. Amy Poehler, this is her first film, and she's trying to find a balance of comedy and drama that is a little elusive for her still at this point, I would say.
But is that her or the script?
I mean, yeah. So Emily Spivey and Liz Kakowski co-wrote the script, who's also part of their girl group in real life, and she has a very funny small part as a sommelier at one of the wineries they hit. Yeah, it feels a little forced and not quite the tonal balance that they're looking for here. And then, because clearly Amy Poehler loves these people in real life and the characters as well. She's a little indulgent, and so we have multiple examples of them like bursting into song on the wine bus, and she holds those moments too long. And I don't know, it's kind of all over the place. What do you guys think?
Well, you don't like middle-aged women, obviously.
Never have.
Yeah, no, I like this movie more than you did. It's not perfect. I think that part of it is they're sort of selling it like it's Bridesmaids, but it's really more The Big Chill. It's more The Big Chill, Peter's Friends, one of those like...
So it's the big chilled wine.
It's in a lower key, though, that's for sure.
But it's one of those like, old friends get together in a beautiful house and drink too much and say things they shouldn't and hash out old, resentments while dancing around to the hits of their youth. So all of that stuff is in here. And I kind of like those movies. I have a soft spot for them. And I think that it works more than it doesn't. And I think, that I think Poehler's direction is fairly spot on. It's more that the writing, I think, kind of goes for really sort of obvious predicaments and obvious solutions. But I think there's some really smart moments along the way. There's a part where they go to, the Paula Pell character is a lesbian and she's flirting with this waitress at a restaurant they go to, and the waitress invites her to her art show. And they go to the art show and it's kind of ridiculous. The woman has done an entire series of paintings dedicated to Fran Drescher as the nanny. And they get into this sort of, not a tip, but this conversation with a bunch of millennials. And I think for a lot of people that could have been a real sort of punching down moment. But there's this interesting mutual give and take where Poehler and her friends both resent the millennials for their worldview, but also envy the millennials for what they've had access to and what their lives are like and how they feel about themselves and these young people have so much more self-esteem than they ever did, but at the same time too much self-esteem is a bad thing. I don't know, I liked the complicated nature of it, that it wasn't just y'all are dumb, we're smart.
Yeah, it's almost like a jealousy, how dare you have such self-esteem?
Exactly.
That's not okay. I think I like this more than you too. It's this is the other airplane movie of the week, and I think this one's a better one. It's breezy, it's fun. Again, it's not too long. It's. We've talked about this before. Is this movie more interesting than watching these characters sit around? Watching these people sit around and have lunch. I think it's about that version of this. It gives them a little bit to do. There's some funny gags peppered here from there. I didn't get bored, but I wasn't riveted. So again, going back to the airplane movie, it's better than just sitting and staring at the back of the seat and nothing on the screen.
Get a book,
right? And they're all good company, right? But watching it though, Matt, I did wish I could see a documentary about one of their actual girl trips instead of this scripted thing. That would have been more fun. I don't know.
Maybe, but as with The Hustle, I laughed consistently, more so here than with The Hustle, I think.
I think that they're, based on the cast and based on what we're used to, I think, there's probably an expectation not just from the audience, but also from them that this was going to be sharper and broader and a lot funnier, and the laughs, there's clearly some really ridiculous situation. They go to the wine tastings, and the various wineries they go to, there's no interest in listening to the sommeliers at all, right? It's just come on, right? The one guy chides them that's a bold one, and they're like, woo! And they all lose their headphones.
No, there are funny bits here and there.
Being really goofy.
And the script gives you a scene where, if a tarot card reader comes over and basically,
Did you say tarot?
It is tarot.
Tarot.
It's tarot.
F. Scott Tarot.
I was gonna say no. He wrote all those law books.
No, it's pronounced tarot.
It is not.
This is the degree to which I respect Alonso. Is you said tarot, I think it's tarot, and I instantly thought, well, I'm wrong. It took me half a second. I was like, yep, I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
Do you drink coffee?
It's tarot, I'm telling you. Anyway,
we're gonna look it up.
She comes over to read cards and basically sort of forecast everything that's going to happen in the movie. And on paper, it's kind of do we even need this? But they cast Cherry Jones, and she's great, and that scene is really funny, even though it serves this obvious sort of function for the screenplay of kind of, predicting how the whole weekend is going to play out. And I disagree. The Tina Fey character isn't fleshed out, but I don't think she's supposed to be. I think she's supposed to be like a Marjorie Main character in an old movie, somebody who's just sort of there, says something funny, and then goes off.
All right, wait, we have to take a pause. Christy is playing what the internet says is the correct pronunciation.
Tarot.
Well, first of all,
it's tarot.
Let me just say about the internet, as somebody who we struggle at TCM with a lot of pronunciations, a lot of people have been gone a long time, and the internet is not always, it does not always give you the
Maria Uspensky?
Yeah, that's right. Well, that one's easy.
This is the Cambridge Dictionary, you guys. This is not some random guy.
Oh, so that's what they say in Britain.
No, this is the U.S. American English pronunciation.
I don't care. It's tarot.
So
aluminium.
I want to ask you about a word then, because in the last couple of days, I've had this twice with people, and Jenk says it this way too. So how do you pronounce disparate?
Disparate.
Disparate. Right?
Disparate.
Right.
Who says disparate?
Many people. In fact, the last
I pronounce
two
it disparate. Sorry, it's pronounced
Let's look that
Osweepe.
up.
But yeah, disparate points of view.
It's a misled.
Misled, yeah. All right, good. That's comforting to know. I would just say this because I know myself about this movie, and I would say that the degree to which I have a crush on every single one of these women, right? So I'm going to be with Alonso. I know it. You couldn't even hype it enough to where I'll see it and I'll be like, that was lovely.
Right.
Yeah.
And Dave was saying that pretty much anything that, like, Maya Rudolph just makes everything better.
Maya Rudolph makes everything better. That's
Except
totally
for
true.
Friends with Kids, which was a shit show even with her in it. But, you can't do
Not her
everything.
fault.
Okay,
Right.
hang on, guys. Hold
Oh,
on.
here we go.
Disparate.
Okay, good. All right. Well,
Disparate.
Are we saying that there's disparate pronunciations of Tarot?
Wow.
Thanks for joining us at Pronunciation Corner.
Yeah, I also want to mention really fast before we go on this one, the totally shameless cross promotion with the Brene Brown Netflix special that also exists on Netflix.
See, Dave had to tell me that was a real person. I honestly thought that she was made up.
She's a Texan. She's like a self-help guru and a person who has studied vulnerability and honesty, and she's got a massive following. And she did a TED Talk, which they did a version of on Netflix. You can watch it now on Netflix. And so once again, Netflix did that totally shameless thing where they cross-promote
They do that all the time.
Product.
They're brilliant at it. But what does it say about me that I actually understood the waitress's references to people like Dua Lipa and Future, and I didn't know Brene Brown was a real person? I'm young!
Yeah. Maybe you're too young.
Maybe.
All right, so my number is a 5.3.
I said a 7.2. I really enjoy this movie.
I'd give it a 5.5.
Okay, so we're at a 6. It's a 65% on the tomato meter.
So, yeah, don't listen to this misogynist. I'm telling you.
I
it's
hate
true.
ladies in menopause.
She can't pronounce Tarot either. All right. Thank you for watching. Like this video. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And check out patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. It's where you can get access to our TV recaps, our trailer reviews, and all kinds of other cool stuff. Thanks.
Thanks, bye.